Okay, this is Laura Bell. It's November 3rd. This is Mable, approximately 16, 17-year-old. I think she's a quarter horse, maybe an appendix horse mare. It's the first time she's been ridden in, gosh, I've had her a couple, I don't know, I've had her 2.5 years, never ridden her before. She has impeccable ground manners. I knew she rides because she has white hairs on her back, like grew in from saddle sores on her back. We're just riding her in the pen she's in with these other horses. But she's actually doing really well. This is my friend Ardina, and she's a student of mine actually. She hasn't ridden in since 2010. So this is kind of, everybody's seeing kind of the raw material here. We're just being safety conscious as we always are. I'm just keeping her on the lunge line for the ride today. Because we didn't know what Mabel's going to do, and I'm not going to take chances that Ardina's going to get bucked off. We always wear helmets around here too, because we can heal from broken arms and broken legs, but broken heads are a bit of a problem. I've known more than a few people that have ended up with head injuries, and they were never quite the same, unfortunately. So anyway, so we're wearing a helmet. We're just going to be safe. I think this mare would actually probably be okay for me to turn Ardina loose or for me to get on her. But the temperature's dropping out here pretty rapidly. The wind's starting to blow harder. And I'm just kind of a believer in taking things slow and having a good experience. So for her Mabel not being ridden in at least 2.5 years, Ardina not riding since 2010, and me not really knowing, I have a good feeling about the mare. I think she would probably be just fine for Ardina to be turned loose in here and ride, but we're not going to do it. We're just going to err on the side of caution and make sure we have a good experience. And so anyway, this is Mable. She's actually quite a lovely mare. She saddles beautifully. She dropped her head down great for bridling. In fact, dropped her head down to the level like a 2-foot-tall kid could have bridled her. She's really a good girl. Just have a snaffle bit in her mouth. She's got nice light sides on her. You don't have to punch her with your heels or anything. She responds to a squeeze and maybe a little cluck at her. And go ahead and rein her to a stop, Ardina. See what she does. Oh yeah, see, all you had to do with her was think the stop and she stops. Oh, we have the wild horses coming down, so she's kind of looking at them. Yeah, and she's not being a bad girl though. So look at her. She's not all goosey, she never got humpy. I stuck her out on the lunge line after we saddled her to see if she'd want to buck or anything, and she didn't offer to do anything. She's not cinchy at all. She picks up all 4 feet, she grooms, she ties, she trailers. She's just an overall really super nice mare, so I think Ardina's kind of a little bit falling in love with her. Although Ardina loves Gray Boy right there. He's a nice, probably an appendix quarter horse gelding, about 19 or 20 years old. He's got a lovely mover, so he may be available. If Ardina decides she would rather have the Mable girl than the Gray Boy, then Ardina might end up with her instead of him. In which case I would be looking for a good home for him. Good turnaround. Let's switch the lunge line over. Hi, baby girl. You're such a good girl. What a good girl, Mable. She's
light rain and light heels do that.
Nice mare. Okay, walk her in the other direction on the circle. And just pretend, like I say, chances are she's not been on a lunge line with a rider on her. A lot of people don't do things this way, but just for safety's sake. Honestly, even when I have a round pen, we do this, well, as you well know, we do this even in a round pen, because in case she started to come unraveled and started to run or buck or whatever, I want to be able to help you kind of reel her in. Number one, I don't ever like my riders to get hurt, but secondly, I don't like the horse to decide that when they don't want to do something, they just unload their rider. It just teaches bad habits. So basically this is just, and she kind of, I don't know if I haven't figured out if she's trained to it yet, but she kind of carries her head in a naturally nice position, and we're not going to do anything more than just walk a little bit today, and then we'll put another ride on her. Maybe during the week, or for sure next weekend, because my hands are starting to freeze off. It's getting really cold here. I hate the winters in northern Nevada. Boy, oh boy, I sure do hate these winters. But anyway, so that's Mable. So I'll take a few photos of her, and we'll have a little more information on her at a later date.